Xiao Yin was like an arrow ready to be released, with no choice but to act. Without hesitation, he raised the dazzling ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand and slashed it down fiercely toward the incredibly tough body of the heavenly demon whale. Crunch! Xiao Yan's seemingly powerful attack landed on the heavenly demon whale, but it was as if a mosquito had merely scratched an itch, failing to cause any real harm. Humph! Although there was no obvious damage left on the whale's body, the heavenly demon whale let out a snort, and the force of the impact sent Xiao Yin flying dozens of meters away. This creature's defense is terrifying. At my current strength, I can't hurt it. I have no choice but to retreat for now. Despite his inner reluctance, Xiao Yin had no option but to withdraw temporarily. Just as Xiao Yin was about to activate the spatial dough technique to teleport away, the heavenly demon whale spoke. Human, don't be in such a hurry to leave. I believe there are some things you might be interested in. The whale, unexpectedly, retracted its attack and addressed Xiao Yin directly. Xiao Yin clearly sensed a significant shift behind the heavenly demon whale. If the whale had harbored murderous intent earlier, now it was speaking on equal terms. What do you mean? Xiao Yin, noticing the change, stopped activating the teleportation and asked the whale. Wait a moment, the whale replied. Suddenly, layers of blue water screens began enveloping the whale's massive body, as if it was preparing for something unknown. What's it up to? Xiao Qi observed, also realizing that the whale's hostility seemed to have lessened. He cast a glance at Xiao Yin. Xiao Yin was equally puzzled, but could feel that the whale no longer harbored any killing intent. Gurgle, gurgle. Strange noises came from the whale's gigantic body, now entirely wrapped in the blue water screen. Phew, it's much better like this, came a voice. It's hard to move around with such a large form, haha. Before long, a human figure emerged slowly from the whale's enormous body. The figure was a man with blue hair, matching the color of the sea, looking full of energy, clearly a middle-aged man. Shape-shifting beast? Xiao Yin was shocked. Although powerful magical beasts like the heavenly demon whale could temporarily transform into human form through sheer strength, a true permanent transformation required breaking through to the level of Do Xian and undergoing a special form of cultivation. What's your name, kid? The human-formed heavenly demon whale seemed very interested in Xiao Yin and asked. Xiao Yin, he replied without hesitation, sensing that the whale seemed to need something from them. Xiao Yin, huh? I really underestimated you before. To think someone so young has already obtained the sacred flame, a rare and powerful treasure. The whale's voice carried a hint of greed. Hearing this, Xiao Yin became instantly alert. Given the whale's strength, if it wanted to forcibly take the sacred flame, there was little he could do. Relax, though your sacred flame is tempting, I won't harm you, the whale reassured him with a smile. Besides, I need your help with something. Just as I thought, Xiao Yin muttered to himself. With your immense power as a late 8-star Do-D, isn't it a bit much to ask for help from someone like me, who's merely at the perfect 6-star Do-D level? Xiao Yin, experienced as he was, quickly tried to excuse himself. Heh, don't think I don't know what you humans are here for. The whale chuckled, fully aware that Xiao Yin wasn't easily dealt with. After all, someone who had acquired the sacred flame couldn't be ordinary. If you know our goal, then why are you trying to stop us? Xiao Yin asked, curious. My existence here is tied to the sea itself. Once you meet that person, you'll understand. The whale spoke cryptically, mentioning a mysterious figure. That person? As soon as the whale mentioned this figure, a tremor ran through Xiao Yan's body, making him uneasy, clearly a sign of the immense power this person held. All right, let's get to the point. I stand here at the entrance to the ruins for a reason. That person told me that whenever a human with an exceptional flame appeared, they were to be allowed entry. But this time, too many of you have shown up, so I won't stop the ones coming after you. The whale explained. Being used as someone's pawn, huh? Their group was naturally the first to enter the ruins, but before they could venture deeper, they were blocked by the heavenly demon whale. Now that the whale had been waiting for someone with a special flame and finally found them, It no longer concerned itself with the matters of the ruins. So, Xiao Yin and his companions ended up being the ones to draw attention first, paving the way for those who came after. This left Xiao Yin feeling rather displeased. "Heh, don't get so worked up, kid," someone said with a chuckle. "There are countless treasures in these ruins. If it weren't for the deal we made with that guy, you wouldn't be getting your hands on any of them. Besides, what I need you to do is go to Guanghan Island, one of the 3 islands. Once you're there, you'll know what to do," the heavenly demon whale explained with a laugh. "Guanghan Island?" Xiao Yin asked, somewhat puzzled. "Exactly," the whale confirmed. "The 3 islands above us are Guanghan Island, Jade Rabbit Island, and Moonlight Island. To enter Guanghan Island, you must first obtain certain tokens from Jade Rabbit Island and Moonlight Island. That island with the purple palace I saw earlier. It must be Guanghan Island. It really is mysterious," Xiao Yin thought to himself. "Any other questions?" the heavenly demon whale asked, noticing Xiao Yin nodding thoughtfully. "I'm not sure which island holds the fire of life and death," Xiao Yin asked cautiously. Since there was an agreement to help the whale, he figured he'd at least get some compensation. "The fire of life and death?" The whale let out a low chuckle. "That's quite a rare treasure. If I recall correctly, it's on Moonlight Island." Moonlight Island. Xiao Yin mentally noted the location, quickly formulating a plan. Since Guanghan Island required tokens from the other 2 islands, there must be a complete inheritance waiting inside. Xiao Yan's strategy was now clear. He would head to Moonlight Island first to obtain the fire of life and death, then make his way to Guanghan Island to assist Yue Ru in obtaining the inheritance. "Well, since you know now, I wish you the best of luck. If you're fortunate, we might meet again on Guanghan Island," the heavenly demon whale said. With a final laugh, it floated into the air, rising slowly in front of Xiao Yin and the others. In no time, the whale was heading straight for Guanghan Island, the very place that required special tokens for entry. "Damn it," Xiao Yin cursed. "You didn't even tell me how to get into the other 2 islands." Watching the whale disappear into the sky, Xiao Yin couldn't help but swear again. That heavenly demon whale is such a bastard. Xiao Yin was irritated. How could the whale need his help and still not have the courtesy to explain things properly? It had just thrown out a few words and left. "Well, since the whale's gone, let's figure out how to enter Moonlight Island," Xiao suggested with a slight smile. Xiao Yin nodded, calming himself down as they both began exploring the area directly beneath the 3 islands. Meanwhile, in the distance, Mu Feng's group had been waiting for quite some time. Suddenly, Mu Yingying spoke up. "They've been gone for so long. Do you think something happened?" The group was still surrounded by Xiao Yan's flames, protecting them from the seawater as they floated in the ocean. "Watch out!" Qin Xian suddenly shouted in alarm. Boom, boom, boom. The moment she finished, a ferocious tidal wave rose up and crashed towards them. "Break it!" Mu Feng reacted swiftly, summoning his wooden sword. With a surge of dark green energy, he sent a strike towards the massive wave. Swoosh! In the next instant, the wave shattered under Mu Feng's attack. "What the hell? Where did such a huge wave come from?" Mu Feng exclaimed in disbelief as he caught his breath. "Wait, something's wrong. The flames around us are becoming unstable, almost as if they're about to vanish." Lung Fuyao suddenly spoke up, staring at the flickering flames. "This isn't good. Xiao Yin and his group must be in danger. Otherwise, his flames wouldn't be acting like this," Mu Yingying said with a furrowed brow. "We need to go check on them." Yue Ru hesitated for a moment, unsure of what to say. "Let's go. We'll find Xiao Yin and the others, but we'll proceed cautiously," Mu Feng decided, noting the concern on everyone's faces. Even though none of them were strong swimmers, Xiao Yan's flames still surrounded them, making it less challenging to move. As Mu Feng's group made their way towards the islands in search of Xiao Yin, the disciples from the super sects that had arrived later also began entering the ruins. "Where's Xiao Yin?" Qi Haoran asked as soon as he dropped from the sky into the ocean, too preoccupied to be surprised by his surroundings. Qi Haoran and his group, much like Xiao Yin and his companions, were unable to escape the eerie disappearing spatial passage. They tumbled heavily into the sea, and Qi Haoran grimaced through the pain coursing through his body as he spoke. I don't know. They've likely already entered one of the 3 islands, replied his younger brother, Qi Haoqing, by his side. Let's go. We can't delay any longer. If we succeed this time, all will be well. But if we fail, given the Xinling King's temperament, he'll certainly not let the 2 of us off, Qi Haoran muttered, fully aware of the Xinling King's cruelty. Let's move. Without wasting time, the 2 brothers rose and slowly swam towards the islands. Meanwhile, disciples from other powerful sects, as well as some from lesser sects, also plunged into the sea. The moment they surfaced, their eyes locked onto the 3 islands. Everyone knew that the real treasures lay hidden within them. Strange, the waters here seemed different from other places. Xiao Yin and his companion had been investigating beneath the islands for some time, but couldn't figure out much. The only discovery was that, with his soul power, Xiao Yin sensed the seawater below the islands was unlike the rest of the surrounding waters. Xiao Yin. Before long, Mu Feng and his group joined them. Are you all right? We noticed there was a terrifying battle happening on your side just now, Mu Yingying asked, concerned. No worries, we ran into a guardian of some ruins, but luckily we came out unscathed, Xiao Yin replied with a smile. As Xiao Yin and Mu Yingying exchanged words, Yue Ru, standing off to the side, grew increasingly irritated. With sharp eyes, Xiaoqi immediately noticed the tension and discreetly gestured toward Yue Ru. We should focus on how to enter the islands first, he suggested. The 3 islands are called Moonlight Island, Jade Rabbit Island, and Guanghan Island. The fire of life and death I need is on Moonlight Island, while Yue Ru's inheritance is on Guanghan Island, Xiao Yin explained to the group. But to enter Guanghan Island, we'll need a token from either Moonlight Island or Jade Rabbit Island. Then what are we waiting for? Let's head to Moonlight Island, get what you need, and then move on to Guanghan Island, Mu Feng said, confused as to why they were still lingering around. I wish it were that simple, Xiao Yin sighed. But entering Moonlight Island or Jade Rabbit Island isn't easy. Before you all arrived, we already searched the area. It seems there's some sort of mechanism in place. Without it, and given the special restriction forbidding flight, we can't make it up there, Xiao Yin said, scanning the surroundings once more, though still finding nothing. A mechanism? That's my specialty. Let me give it a try, Cold Fuyao suddenly stepped forward, addressing the group. What are you staring at? Don't underestimate me, she huffed, noticing their surprised expressions. Go ahead. I've tried everything I could, Xiao Yin said, stepping aside to let her take over. The seawater seems to connect the 3 islands, but it's strange. Why can't we get in? She muttered, thinking aloud. What's the reason behind this? Seawater, the no-flight restriction, the 3 islands. Cold Fuyao closed her eyes, deep in thought, as if she'd stumbled upon a clue. This, Qin Xian, familiar with Cold Fuyao's ways, knew that once she closed her eyes like this, it usually led nowhere. She was about to interrupt. Let her be. She's got this, Xiao Yin intervened, shaking his head gently. All right, Qin Xian nodded, and the group put their last hope in Cold Fuyao. Just then, the mysterious rune on Yue Ru's forehead emitted a faint, eerie white glow. The next moment, out of her control, it shot directly toward Cold Fuyao. I know what's going on, Cold Fuyao said with a smile, absorbing the mysterious energy from Yue Ru. What is it? The others immediately asked. To enter the islands, we need Yue Ru, she declared. What do I need to do? Yue Ru asked, showing no hesitation. Ever since entering the ruins, she had sensed that the strange rune on her forehead was connected to many things within the area. It's simple. Focus on releasing the mysterious rune on your forehead. It will lead us to one of the 2 islands, Cold Fuyao explained with a grin. That easy? Xiao Yin was taken aback. He and Xiaoqi had been searching for a solution for quite some time, only for Cold Fuyao to figure it out so quickly. Let's give it a try, Cold Fuyao said, as the group remained silent, all turning their expectant gazes toward Yue Ru. Don't be nervous, try it first, and if it doesn't work, we'll find another way, Xiao Yin said, noticing that Yue Ru seemed a bit anxious, and tried to reassure her. Okay. Hearing his words, Yue Ru felt her tension dissipate under the warmth of Xiao Yan's unexpected concern. Rise. Not long after, a brilliant, mysterious rune appeared on Yue Ru's forehead. As this symbol emerged, something beneath the ocean below them slowly began to surface. Is there something underneath us? Qin Xian noticed the emerging presence below and questioned with curiosity before growing more alert. Don't worry. It should be the device that will transport us into the island, Xiao explained calmly, using his powerful spiritual senses to quickly uncover its nature. With a rumbling sound, Yue Ru activated the mysterious rune on her forehead. A rhomboid object slowly rose beneath their feet. It's actually a flying sea beast. It's a type of oceanic magical beast that can carry people, Xiao exclaimed. Soon, the broad back of the beast lifted them out of the sea and into the sky, heading directly towards the 3 islands. It looks like it worked, Yue Ru said, seeing them gradually ascending. With more rumbling, Xiao and his group rode on the massive sea beast, which wordlessly soared upward. Its sole intent was clearly to deliver them to the 3 islands within the ruins. Fire of life and death, here I come, Xiao muttered. I just hope I can find the last few items needed to revive ancestor Xiao Xian in this ruin. Xiao Yan's gaze fixed on the approaching islands, his voice low and serious. Reviving ancestor Xiao Xian had always been a significant goal for Xiao Yan. On the continent of Doqi, Xiao Xian had been a tremendous source of aid for him. It was no exaggeration to say that without Xiao Xian's assistance, Xiao Yan might never have become the Flame Emperor he was today. Moreover, Xiao Yan's curiosity about the secrets of the Xiao clan ran deep, especially since the decline of the Dodi bloodline had begun with his ancestor. He believed Xiao Xian might hold crucial knowledge about this. Additionally, Xiao Yan had once made a pact with a mysterious woman in the ruins to become a Do Xian within a century. That woman seemed to be a guardian of the Xiao clan, and Xiao Yan now had many mysteries to unravel, making it all the more urgent to revive his ancestor. As Xiao Yan and his companions ascended, they attracted envious gazes from the onlookers below. Look over there. What is that? Is that a group of people? Xiao Yan's group's open entrance into the islands on the back of the sea beast quickly drew the attention of the other powerful cultivators arriving later. That bastard! Qi Haoran cursed when he noticed this. Xiao Yan's actions frustrated Qi Haoran. First, he had tricked them at the Iron Gate of the ruins, and now he had taken the lead into the 3 islands. It was clear that whatever treasures awaited inside would likely fall into Xiao Yan's hands before anyone else. Brother, what should we do now? Qi Haoqing's expression darkened, aware that their situation had become quite unfavorable. This sea region is strange. Be careful. As for Xiao Yan, Xinling King mentioned that it's better not to make an enemy of him, but if we do, we should just eliminate him. Xiao Yan, no matter what you find in these ruins, I'll make sure you hand it all over in the end. Qi Haoran's voice rang out, cold and menacing. Let's head for the base of the 3 islands. If Xiao Yan and his group entered from there, the entrance must be around that area. Qi Haoran decided without hesitation, leading Qi Haoqing toward Xiao Yan's direction. Xiao Yan is really something, isn't he? Feng Hong and Du Chun muttered, soaked in the strange waters of the sea. While the water was unusual, it felt like child's play to the two who specialized in body refining techniques, so they were unbothered. So, that Xiao Yan is a disciple of the Incense Pavilion's human hall? It seems he does have some skill, Feng Hong observed. Senior brother, Xiao Yan managed to kill the twin ghost emperors during the previous Capture the Flag competitions. Wouldn't that make him powerful? Du Chun added with a goofy grin. You seem to know quite a bit about him? Feng Hong replied, raising an eyebrow in surprise. Of course. I've made him my rival. One day, I will defeat him head-on using only my physical techniques. Du Chun replied, his voice filled with unwavering determination. Keep at it, Feng Hong said, not wanting to dampen his junior's spirits. Though Xiao Yan's strength wasn't overwhelming, the pressure he put on Feng Hong was no less than that of some 7-star Do Dis. Even Feng Hong wasn't confident of defeating him outright. However, as Xiao Yan's senior, Feng Hong had no intention of crushing Du Chun's aspirations. Still, Xiao Yan's methods can be a bit extreme. It seems that some disciples from the super sects harbor deep resentment toward Xiao Yan. If this continues, it could cause trouble during the final battle for the rumors, Feng Hong immediately remarked. Resentment? Du Chun was puzzled upon hearing this. You'll understand in time. The ones with the deepest grudges are Solomon's Gunny, the Qi brothers from the Xinling royal family, and Wang Xie from the Myriad Poison sect, Feng Hong explained. These guys are the type to hold grudges over the smallest slights. Xiaoyan gave them a hard time at Iron Gate Mountain, so it's likely they'll join forces against him. Even though Xiaoyan is currently aligned with the Myriad Flowers Pavilion, if these three factions band together, he may not be able to withstand them, Feng Hong added. That's bad news, Du Chun said seriously, abandoning his earlier playful attitude. He watched as Xiaoyan and his group slowly drifted farther away. That bastard Xiaoyan dares to trick us, Wang Xie muttered under his breath, glaring at Xiaoyan's retreating figure. When we enter the island, he better not cross my path, or he'll regret it. It seems the sect leader was right. Xiaoyan is shaping up to be a formidable enemy. Luckily, there are two fools from the Xinling royal family and the Myriad Poison sect. Let's see if I can form an alliance with them, Gunny sneered, his face twisted with malice. If we can team up, we'll eliminate this threat first. As for the battle soul later on, we'll figure something out. For some reason, right before we entered, Master sent me a voice transmission, telling us to help Xiaoyan and his group, said one of the 5 poisons of the poison sect, breaking the silence between her and Lin Zhu. Help Xiaoyan? Lin Zhu was immediately confused. Haven't we always had? I know, the 5 poisons replied, shaking her head slowly, but that message was from Master. No one else could have known. Let's just take it one step at a time, she continued, sighing. We'll figure it out once we're on the island. Seeing this, Lin Zhu said nothing more and followed her lead. Soon, countless disciples from various sects headed toward the 3 islands, uncertain of what fascinating stories would unfold from the ruins this time. We've arrived, Xiaoyan's group, riding on a sea beast, quickly reached Moonlight Island. The sea beast obediently halted. How do we cross from here? Mu Feng asked, looking ahead. They were already high above, and the space around the island prohibited flying. They still had some distance to cover to reach Moonlight Island, but jumping down would mean plummeting into the sea below. Sea beast, Xiaoyan commanded with a cold grunt. With his shout, the sea beast reluctantly formed a blue pathway leading to Moonlight Island. That thing, really? Mu Feng grumbled, clearly unimpressed by the creature's hesitation. Let's go, Xiaoyan said, not paying it any mind. All right. The others nodded and began moving forward. Moments later, they all left the sea beast's back and stepped onto a dimly lit path. This should be the entrance to Moonlight Island. Be careful. It's dangerous from here on, Xiaoyan warned them. For some reason, ever since they neared Moonlight Island, the sacred flame within Xiaoyan had started to grow restless. The source of that restlessness clearly came from both Moonlight Island and Guanghan Island. Yet, despite this unease, Xiaoyan didn't believe it was just a simple attraction between sacred flames. After all, sacred flames were incredibly rare. If it were that easy to find another one, Xiaoyan would be laughing in his sleep. The true cause of his sacred flame's agitation was most likely the fire of life and death. Let's move, Xiaoyan urged, and everyone nodded in silent agreement. They all knew their mission: to help Yue Ru obtain her full inheritance and, at the same time, assist Xiaoyan in acquiring the fire of life and death. Any other treasures would depend on fate, and they wouldn't force it if it wasn't meant to be. There's a strange heat on Moonlight Island, someone commented as they stepped onto the path. Yeah, I can feel it, Yue Ru said, her eyes flickering with determination. Clearly, the heat made her slightly uncomfortable, given that her strength was currently stuck at the perfect 5-star Do D due to her inheritance. Thud, thud, thud. As Xiaoyan's group ventured deeper, the path became clearer. What lay before them was a road paved with pristine, marble-like stones, leading up step by step. There won't be any traps, will there? Mu Feng suddenly voiced his concern. There shouldn't be, Xiaoqi reassured him, stepping forward. We've come this far. No one would set up traps here. No traps. Let's move. Strange. There's something peculiar about this Moonlight Island, muttered Yue Ru, beads of sweat forming on her forehead. A mysterious rune unexpectedly appeared on her brow, as if something was calling to it. What's wrong? Xiao asked immediately upon seeing her state. I'm not sure. It's telling me that there's something on Moonlight Island that it needs, Yue Ru replied slowly, referring to the rune she carried. Something it needs? Xiao was startled. He knew very little about the secrets of this inheritance rune, so he was at a loss for what to do. It's probably true, EngSubs chimed in. It said that some inheritors experience a reaction from their rune when they're near an inheritance site, guiding them to certain items. This can greatly increase the chance of successfully receiving the inheritance. Is that so? Mu Feng nodded thoughtfully. Though he didn't know much about EngSubs, he had a feeling she wasn't an ordinary person. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out together, Xiao reassured. With that rune on your forehead pointing the way, it shouldn't be too difficult to find what we're looking for. He smiled. Let's move. We're almost at the exit, Xiao said, taking the lead and heading toward the light at the end of the path. I'm really curious to see what kind of place Moonlight Island truly is, Long Fuyao remarked with a hint of excitement, following after the group. However, none of them noticed the old man who had just stepped out of the marble floor behind them. Leaning on his cane, he watched the group walk away, murmuring softly, So, one of them possesses the inheritance rune of Xiao Fairy, and another carries the sacred flame, a rare and extraordinary treasure. It seems that Xiao Fairy's disciple might finally be saved. But I wonder what these people are looking for on Moonlight Island. I think I'll let the island's 3 guardians give them a proper greeting first. With that, the old man disappeared back into the silence. What a vast land! Someone from Xiao group exclaimed as they stepped out onto Moonlight Island. Contrary to their expectations, Moonlight Island wasn't small at all. It spread out in all directions, with a size far larger than the entire savage wilderness. Strangely, there was no sun in the sky, only a silver moon hanging above them. It gave the place an eerie feeling, as if day and night had no distinction. Yet, the island was lush with vegetation, clearly a place of great natural energy. This place is so strange. How can there be no sun? Long Fuyao muttered. As a disciple of the incense pavilion, and especially one who trained in fire techniques, she was naturally attuned to the sun's energy. Without its warmth, she felt a chill creeping into her bones. This island is really massive. I don't even know where to begin searching for the fire of life and death, Xiao sighed. He had tried using his soul power to scan the area, but was shocked to find that the vastness of Moonlight Island was beyond his reach. He had no choice but to abandon that plan. We'll just have to explore and see what we can find, he said, feeling a bit like a headless fly. I think I remember now, Yue Ru said suddenly. The owner of this ruin was called Xiao Fairy, and the mark on my forehead was left by her. Xiao Fairy had a brilliant disciple, and she was accompanied by a jade rabbit. But for some unknown reason, Xiao Fairy disappeared, leaving behind only these ruins. Her disciple and the jade rabbit also vanished without a trace. The rune must be passing this information to you, Xiao noted as he saw the mysterious rune on Yue Ru's forehead flicker between dim and bright. And it seems there's no sign of her disciple or the jade rabbit here on Moonlight Island. All that's left are some spiritual herbs and a few strange individuals, Yue Ru added. Are you okay? Xiao asked, concerned. Right now, the only way forward was to rely on the rune's guidance. Once it dimmed, he turned to Yue Ru to check on her. I'm fine. Let's keep going. I think I know where the fire of life and death is, Yue Ru said, though her face was a little pale. She still spoke resolutely to Xiao. All right then, let's move. Hearing this, Xiao pulled out a few high-quality pills and handed them to Yue Ru. After she swallowed them, her condition improved slightly, and he finally breathed a little easier. Xiao understood that with the inheritance rune so close to the inheritance itself, Yue Ru was bound to feel its effects. However, he wasn't in a rush. Xiao remained on guard about the disciples from those powerful sects at the Iron Gate earlier. Those disciples weren't to be trifled with. I wonder what that so-called fire of life and death is. According to Xiao, there's something unusual about this island. But what could it be? We really need to investigate the Xinling royal family's underground palace soon. Where could my brother be? Mu Yingying murmured softly, her longing for her brother growing even stronger. After all, the two had once depended on each other, but now he had disappeared without a trace, leaving her feeling helpless. What should we do now? Xiao Yin and his group slowly followed Yue Ru as he asked. According to the message passed to me through the inheritance rune, there are 3 strange individuals on Moonlight Island. These 3 are odd in personality and extremely powerful, some even vicious and ruthless. The fire of life and death you need, as well as the item I seek, are both in the territory of these strange individuals. Yue Ru looked at Xiao Yin with determination. 3 strange individuals? Xiao Yan's eyes widened with surprise. Yes, the 3 of them each live in different parts of the island and don't interfere with one another. But the fire of life and death we need is likely with the most troublesome of the 3, Yue Ru said with a hint of bitterness. Who exactly are these 3 strange individuals? Qin Xian asked, intrigued by Yue Ru's words. Yue Ru thought for a moment before answering, they are hatred, resentment, and malice. Hatred? Resentment? Malice? Xiaoqi exclaimed, finding it hard to believe. Aren't those just emotions? How could they be? Senior sister, you don't understand, Yue Ru interjected. This ruin was left by Jiao Yu Fairy. She mysteriously disappeared years ago, along with her most talented disciple and the jade rabbit that always accompanied her. I suspect these 3 strange individuals know something about what happened. The secret of Jiao Yu Fairy might finally come to light with this ruin. Also, these strange individuals' true forms are unknown. It's possible that these are just names, or maybe they really are powerful beings who control emotions. Yue Ru hesitated, then explained further. I don't think they're masters of emotions. If they were, they'd be at the Doxian level, and a Doxian wouldn't be reduced to guarding this place, Xiao Yin chuckled. In that case, let's head this way. Once we pass through this bamboo forest, we'll reach the first of the 3 individuals. But the fire of life and death we seek is with the last and most difficult of the 3, Yue Ru added. So, we can't avoid dealing with all 3 of them, can we? Lung Fuyao asked. Even though he had no idea who these strange individuals were, his immense soul power told him they weren't ordinary. No, we can't. This is the only way. Yue Ru shook her head. If there were any way to avoid 2 of the 3, she wouldn't have hesitated to suggest it. Let's go, Xiao Yin said after scanning the surroundings, noticing nothing out of the ordinary. His eyes, however, were drawn to a large stretch of purple bamboo forest not far away. A winding path led into the bamboo forest, the tall purple bamboo blocking all other routes. Hee, how interesting. So many little ones have come. My purple bamboo forest hasn't seen humans in ages. This time, I'll have some fun with them. But that young man with the heavy ruler on his back and that girl with the flame aura, they seem strange. Quite odd. In the depths of the purple bamboo forest, an old man with a ghostly figure chuckled quietly. He stared intently at Xiao Yin and Mu Yingying, as if he had discovered something unusual about them. I'll catch one of these little ones for a game of hide and seek, the old man whispered, his gaze locking onto Long Fuyao. Before long, the group arrived at the edge of the purple bamboo forest. This bamboo forest seems a bit strange. The group had barely walked a short distance before stopping at the forest's edge. What is it? Yue Ru asked, not noticing anything odd, but seeing Xiao Yan's serious expression, she became curious. There's something inside the bamboo forest, Long Fuyao said firmly. Although the strange aura had only flickered briefly, it didn't escape the detection of Long Fuyao's powerful soul. I felt it too, Xiao Yin said, surprised by Long Fuyao's keen perception. What's that? Qin Xian immediately realized that Moonlight Island wasn't as simple as it seemed and spoke up right away. I don't know. But I think that thing. Before Long Fuyao could finish, a strange purple light flashed in his eyes, and as if his body was out of his control, he suddenly dashed toward the entrance of the purple bamboo forest, as though entranced. Come back! Qin Xian shouted sharply, but it was no use. Long Fuyao had already broken away from the group and rushed into the purple bamboo forest. Interesting, Xiao Yin said with a faint smile. Though the figure within the purple bamboo forest was shrouded in mystery, the ripple of energy just now hadn't escaped his notice. An 8-star Do de level expert. And based on what Yue Ru had mentioned about the 3 strange figures, hatred, resentment, and malice, Xiao was almost certain that the mysterious figure was hatred. You all stay here. I'm going in to check it out. A glint of cold light flashed in Xiaoyan's eyes as he immediately darted into the purple bamboo forest. Fortunately, he had placed a soul imprint on Long Fuyao earlier when something seemed off, so he knew exactly where to find him. I'm coming with you. Mu Yingying huffed coldly, ignoring Yue Ru's gaze, and followed right after Xiao. Yue Ru, having the responsibilities of a successor, also wanted to rush into the forest, but Xiao quickly grabbed her by the arm. Don't worry, nothing will happen to that guy, Xiao said, seemingly reading Yue Ru's thoughts.